welcome to Rank 11.
Thank
And,
you.
While you went Rank 11 in November 2024 and it's now February 2025, we really are excited to chat to you about this. It's a fundamental milestone in your journey here at DuePoint, and you are one of the few that have actually persevered through to Rank 11. And I know it's only just the beginning for you.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking a little bit about that this morning. At the end of last year, Petunia was able to go out and do some car shopping, which I think you did with Pumi.
Yeah.
You ran around over a few weekends beforehand and selected your car, and we were able to present it to you a couple of days later, and you've been driving it now for, let's call it the best part of 3 months.
Yes.
Have you been enjoying that?
Yeah, I'm loving everything about that car. I always find an excuse to drive, actually. And the funny part is I always hated driving. But I've just realized that, you know what, I don't hate driving. I actually have been driving wrong cars.
And people often say, well, it doesn't matter, it's just a car. So it just gets you from A to B,
No,
but you've learned the difference.
It does. Yes, it does.
That's fantastic. And as I say, sort of a culmination of an incredible journey with us. And so we're obviously always watching the reports and the workflow queues and just seeing who's happening and who's moving. And all of a sudden, there's this new lady, Petunia,
Yeah.
on our radar.
Yeah.
As we come into January 2022, there you are. But that wasn't the start, though, for you. I wanted you this morning to give me right from the beginning. Who was it that first introduced you to DuePoint?
Okay, it was in March, actually, 2020. They were introducing lockdown because of COVID. So I went to Facebook. I was checking online jobs because everyone is used to jobs. This business language, it was something different to me. So I saw Pumi. She posted on this, one of the group, it was marriage something, but people were posting their marriage problems, like everything, family issues. So I went through Facebook, then I saw her post. She was like, are you looking for an online business? Send me an inbox. Then I looked at her. I went through her profile. Then I said, okay, she looks legit. She looks like someone I can work with. And she referred me to the presentation on Facebook. I watched the presentation and I was not even done half of it. I was already impressed. Then I called her back. I was like, you know what? I'm happy with what I see. Teach me how to register with the business. Then from there, we started working and I got my first income, which I think it was 1,555 rand because I got an extra 1,000 bonus. Because at that time, honestly speaking, I was going through the most. I was at a point where I would even tear up in a taxi where you will expect a stranger to comfort you because you look around, you are not happy. I don't have money. Every time when I get paid, I have to ask my husband, can you please give me extra for transport? I think he already knew that every time when he gets paid, he will have to spend extra for me. But I'm working, so it did not make sense. So when they spoke about COVID and lockdown, I was like, damn, it's about to get down. So I need to find a way to actually help this man put food on the table.
So you saw it in March. You saw an online presentation. We were in lockdown. You started doing some work. By May, you had a little bit of income. By June, you got nearly 6,000 Rand because you got the 5,000 Rand Achievers Quest bonus on it. Just for our internal scoreboard, which introduction presentation did you see, mine or Rob's?
I can't even remember. My mind was just money, because even after I watched the first one, I had to go into the app and start watching even more. So
Yeah.
I saw both of you actually on that day, because I even saw the video where you handed the rank 11 card to Pumi and Patrick. So I was very much, I was at work. I just had to sit down and look on the app and say, I need to learn about this. This is very interesting. People are getting cars. But I was just thinking, maybe they're just acting because, other businesses. So, but I told myself that, there's only one way to find out. Let me do what is expected and see if I will really get paid and get what they are promising.
And the risk to you was pretty low. I think back in those days,
It was 249.
249 a month, yeah. So it's a low risk. That's what we always aim at DuePoint.
Yeah.
Low risk of entry for everybody. Relatively zero financial loss, even
Yes.
if nothing happens to you.
For me, I did not even look at a loss. I did not even think that it's a loss because I calculated that, okay, fine, so I'm going to pay 249. Then how much can I make? Because that is the problem. People, they make this a business fee or a premium. They're just making it a weapon formed against themselves because they're thinking, oh, I'm losing, oh, I'm spending too much. They don't think about what can I make out of spending this money, because you can take that 250, put it under your mattress. Is it gonna grow? Is it gonna give you anything? But with DuePoint, it gave me more. I feel like I've never even paid at DuePoint. I only paid once or twice from my pocket, but I made way more than that.
All right, so then why did you stop?
I stopped because I thought having a permanent job, it was something very big, and it meant like I arrived in life. I will once become a CEO, have a better salary, because I did not have much education about wealth, richness, and also working, being an employee and employer. I did not have much education, which I wish this is something they can teach even at school, because we get a lot of people now, they will tell you, okay, fine, I'm in matric or I'm in my first year, but you will see that they lose focus because they focus more on, let me get these qualifications and I'll become someone better. So I stopped when I got a permanent job at an NGO. Can you imagine? Permanent job at NGO, depending on funding. There is no pension fund. So I sat down one day, I looked at it and I was like, I can't. And I saw where you said the same job that you are so excited about. You are not talking to me, but I felt like you were very personal. You were talking to me, honestly.
You have control over your income. I mean, I was chatting to some peers of mine a couple of weeks ago, and they're all still going on about how they just wish they had a better job.
Because I saw that you were saying the very same job you're so excited about is the same job that landed you in the problems that you are in right now. And I was under debt review. I was not happy. I did not have a car. My kids were staying in Limpopo. Yes, they were happy, but I was not happy because I could only see my kids twice or 3 times in a year, if I'm lucky.
And so our first wealth engineer that I'm going to be sharing with you is a wonderful lady who is working here in Johannesburg. She's working at an NGO. She is rank 2. Her name is Petunia Mashangoane, and she has shown phenomenal commitment to this business straight off the bat. And I'm just amazed that she is so committed so quickly. Usually people are a little bit skeptical and they take time to get over their skepticism and really start committing to the business. But no, this lady has taken a leap of faith with us, and it has most certainly paid off.
Less than 6 months later,
Yeah.
into December, you're back, but now you're really back. What was the thing that flipped the switch for you? That took you from, no, I want a big job, I want a successful
Yeah.
career, to, hang on, I want to be self-employed, building my own asset, building my own income, and I'm doing it with DuePoint. But I'm really doing it with DuePoint. What was that moment? What was that thing?
You know, I realized, Pumi and Patrick, that they are doing DuePoint full time. And I had to have actually a very deep conversation, because when I stopped, Patrick called me. He was like, Petunia, you have so much potential to actually do well in DuePoint, because you're one of those first people who signed over 50 people for the first time. Like, it was like, wow. So definitely it means you can even do more if you put your head down. And I was like, explain to me, I don't understand, because I do have a job. I mean, I have a landline next to me, have an office. So I'm quite happy where I am, but yes, I would love an extra income. And with DuePoint, I am not yet earning more than what I am earning right now. So can you please clarify on that point? Then it made sense that, you know what, DuePoint, it's bigger than the way I was thinking, because this income will actually help my kids to not downgrade if I passed away. Because I had to have a very serious conversation with myself. I had to sit down. I had to remember that when my father died, we had to downgrade. I had to sit down and think about that Petunia, if you don't do anything about your life, this is the life you're going to live for your kids, because you don't have siblings. You don't have a backup plan. You only have your husband should anything happen. Is it fair on him? I looked at DuePoint and I was like, you know what? This is my home. This is where I will succeed. Let me just go back. So Patrick really helped me a lot. That's why 2021, December, I was like, you know what, girl, come back. work so that you can achieve and get everything you want in life.
And that flipped the switch for you.
It
I mean,
definitely did.
what you've described is a terrible set of circumstances in your own upbringing and to that point even. But like you know, many South Africans are in that position.
Yes.
It's the very reason why we started DuePoint right from the beginning, because we were hearing stories like this back in 2015 already. And it is sad for all of us, I know even for you, when we talk to South Africans and they want to stay in that set of
Yes.
circumstances. They want to stay in that absolute terrible poverty. You trusted in the solution, and then you worked the solution in a way that no one else had before you here at DuePoint. That December that you started, you set a record at DuePoint of connecting over 100 people. The closest we'd ever had before then was about 37, maybe 40.
Yeah.
That was the closest. And you'd come along now, having made that decision, and just smashed it. I think you did about 107, 108 in that December of 2022. What did you do differently? Did you see the way other people were doing it and went, no, they're doing it wrong? Or did you just have your own plan that you came up with in that December? Talk to us about that.
Honestly speaking, I made a lot of mistakes while I was doing that. But I just told myself that, Petunia, you're doing something different. Yes, you're going to do it in a very different way. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, but allow yourself to be a learner. I was learning, and I had to actually think about other people who would be in my situation, where growing up in that circumstances, then I was like, you know what? I did not make this business as I want to be wealthy, I want to make money. I started thinking about the people who actually need it, people who are acting like they are fine, but deep down they are not okay. Then I told myself that, Petunia, for you to make it in this business, you will have to look for people who are in the same situation like you, who are under debt review, who are getting paid today, money gone tomorrow. The very same day, the radio frequency bank balance, you don't even have anything. And I had to look at it and said, you know what, let me spread my wings and find a way to engage with people who might be in this position, who are working but they are not happy, who are working but they can't point out anything, they don't own anything. So I had to shift that and actually start looking for people who really need this. That's why I'm very open about my situation. Some people, they might even think, why are you mentioning this? Why is she saying that? It's because it's a reality, and we are scared to actually even tell people that I'm not managing, it's heavy, I can't carry this anymore. So I just said, you know what, because I remember growing up, looking at the circumstances and everything, the way I grew up, I wanted to have an NGO. So DuePoint really helped me to actually achieve that dream in a different way. Instead of helping a girl child, I'm helping families to actually, because when you're bringing money in a marriage, in a committed relationship, it brings happiness, because that's why we even experiencing a lot of divorce, things like that, because there is no money. One partner is actually having to put more effort, 90% than the other. And it's not by choice. It's not that the other one is lacking, they enjoy depending on the other one. It's because there are no opportunities, no nothing. So I just decided that, you know what, let me engage with people who are really in need, than joining to make money only. Let me help people change their life. Let me be available. So that's how I actually changed it. That's when I started to even have people who are building, because I had to be open about my goal and open about my future with DuePoint.
Now, my grandmother always used to say, she said, when the money goes out the front door, the marriage goes out the back door.
Yes.
Exactly like you've said, when there is a steady flow of income, you can build a life together. When you haven't got that steady flow of income, the problems just get worse and worse and worse, and that ruins relationships. But I want you to tell me this. You come in that December. What did you actually do to find the 107 people? That's the question everybody asks. Where were you finding them? How did you actually do it?
I went to social media. I started talking to people in a taxi, because I used to travel with a taxi, with a bus. So I started telling myself, because I looked at the situation and I looked at my reasons and I looked at my target market, and I was like, I'm traveling with these people every day. Why not speak to people in a taxi? Why not speak to people in a bus? Because if I can tell one or two people, as much as they can make a joke about it, but there are some people who are actually listening, and they will definitely do it. So during that December, I had to go all out and start having confidence in my business, started being excited. And I always tell Matilda, you know what, if you are excited about DuePoint, you will see exciting results. But if you act like you were baptized with lemon juice and you look like your problems, no one will want to join your business. So that's what I started doing, because people started seeing a different person. Instead of that quiet person on the corner, they started seeing that someone like, it was like summer. So it was like flowers everywhere. Then that's when people started joining, because I started inviting them more. Whenever I sit down next to someone, and remember, in a taxi, you don't sit alone. You are sitting next to 4 people, you're sitting next to 3 people, and some they are listening to you. So I would speak so loud about it, or even pretend that I'm on a phone call. Yes, yeah, yes, no, you can send me WhatsApp. My number is 0. I would keep repeating to make sure that others, because I knew that in the situation I was in, I would definitely secretly take the number. So I would get a lot of calls, then refer them to the presentation. And I went to social media. I started using all social media platform. Instead of joking and laughing and doing social media challenge, I took my business to social media, and it looked like I was one of the first people who actually took that initiative. And that's why I got a lot of people who were attracted to my business.
And I think back then you were, well, most wealth engineers were using Facebook only.
Yes.
Did you move immediately away from Facebook in that December, or was that where you started and then you moved later with everyone across to TikTok and that?
I added.
Yeah.
I did not completely move, because I remember that when I first started building my business, I was building on Facebook. So I did not neglect the Facebook. And Facebook is where you build your brand. It's where you brand yourself, because that's where people can go. And when they search me on Google, it does refer them back to my Facebook page. Then they can see, oh, when did this person started posting about this business? That's why even if you can check my Facebook page, you will never see me posting happy birthday, my husband, happy birthday, my kids, because it won't bring money into my bank account. And I post all about my business, because that's where I'm branding myself. So I did not completely move away, but I started exploring all the social media platform, including the LinkedIn, TikTok. So it made it easy on Facebook for people to go and validate the person they were speaking to.
And I mean, listening to you speaking now, it's just so fantastic, because you're such an entrepreneur. You might not have known it at the time. And if DuePoint didn't exist, I've got a feeling you would have moved away from employment. In my family, we've always said we make terrible employees. We make terrible, because entrepreneurs often do make terrible employees. We realize when our bosses are making bad decisions. We can see through problems before good employees can. And everything that I'm hearing you say today is giving me that impression of just how much of an entrepreneur you are. Coming in and saying, I've got to do this. I will get creative in how I do it.
I am a hustler without even hesitation. I love hard cash. Even on the 15th, the time where you go dry because the salary is almost finished, now you're counting to the 25th. But for me, I know I'm going to get paid. I can't remember the last time I borrowed money. Check out their website. It's DuePoint.net.
Okay, all right.
In 2022, the first time I saw you coming onto the radar, do you remember how I responded? Can you remember how I responded?
Not really.
You've teased me about it before. You did remember once before how I responded. How I responded was I called up Patrick and Pumi and I said, who's this person? Are they data capturing into our system? Because no one had ever done 107 people in 1 month before, not even 40% of that. And here you are doing it. And my first impression is, who's this data capture? Called up Patrick and Pumi, what's happening? Are these real? And I think I even spoke to you where I said, look, that's great, but I'm going to be watching.
Yes.
I want to see if the payments come through. I want to see what's going on.
I remember that phone call very well. And when you called me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to prove him wrong. I'm going to do more. He will see who's Petunia, because I was tired of being a failure, looking like a failure. You start something, you don't finish. And I was like, with DuePoint, I'm going to finish, because there's a lot of things that we started, but we don't finish in life. Then I was like, God, this is where I'm going to finish. I'm not moving and I'm going to do this. I'm tired of being a failure.
And that's exactly what you've done. I mean,
Yeah.
more than that, Petunia, and I've mentioned it a couple of times before, you fundamentally shifted the direction DuePoint was traveling in. As an individual, that's something you should be proud of and you can carry with you. There might be others that come in the future that do it again, but you were the first to really fundamentally change the direction that DuePoint traveled in. And that, that brings us into 2022. You kind of started up, it's around March-ish, you were around rank 3 into 2022. You'd come out of this incredible 3 months from December through to March, you're now rank 3. And now it's the journey to rank 9, which, as we've chatted about before, that rank 3, rank 4 to rank 9 is a separate chapter.
Yeah.
Your first chapter is really getting to rank 4.
Last month she went rank 5. The month before, rank 4. And this month, rank 6. All right. So I think Petunia last month put in 96 people, or the month before, this month, 77, something like that.
I'm quite confident about this because I know this is my permanent income. So the support also, it keeps me going. And whenever they introduce anything new, go to the taxi rank. I'm not ashamed of this business. I'm not ashamed of what is coming into my account. So I speak to anybody. I do it exactly the way that I believe it's going to work out, and it is working out.
The pressure's on to get to rank 9 by November.
Yeah.
Is that what you're aiming for? Is that something that drives you, or is it something else that kind of motivates you?
Yes, I can't miss this trip. Remember, I resigned, so I don't have any salary coming into my account because my kids love traveling. They're always telling me, Mommy, are we going to Durban or Cape Town this year? So I'm like, okay, I think DuePoint might have something good for us, so be patient. So definitely rank 9. I'm pushing for my rank 7, obviously, because it's next. But yeah, that pressure to be on rank 9 by November. So definitely that's what I'm working on.
Okay, awesome. We're very excited for you. Thank you very much.
When you hit rank 4, we often find 9 out of 10 times that a new journey begins. And that's that journey from becoming a wealth generator to becoming a wealth expediter at rank 9. There's new challenges. You've got 120 people in your channel. You are now responsible for communicating and training and motivating and all of that. But also getting to 1,000 paid products in your qualified channel is very different to getting to 100. It's a totally different journey. So let's talk about that 2022 year. You got all the way to Nautilus. You came with us on the Nautilus Challenge at the end of that year. I think you finished the year on about rank, must have been 7 or 8, I think, at that point in time. Talk to me about that year, that second chapter now, after the initial launch.
It was very challenging, honestly speaking. It was not a walk in a park. And that's where I started realizing that, what I was saying in 2021 December, that, I need to find people who are actually in this situation, who wants to get out of this situation. I was like, I need to start having a team, because I was building alone. And that's what Pumi and Patrick told me, that, for you to get to rank 5, rank 9, make sure that at least you have 5+ people who are earning, the ones you have personally introduced in this business. And I was like, okay, let me just do that. Let me start building people, because when you're building people, they will definitely help you build the business. So I started identifying people who are actually hungry in this business, who really want to make money, who really are tired of working, like people like Cheho, people like Ntando, Fiona, Shibu. Then I was like, okay, fine. So ladies, you want to work, you want to make money? They said, yes. Where do you want to see yourself? They said, rank 9, we want to travel. Then I said, okay, fine. Let's start working. And I'm grateful because you made it very easy. As DuePoint, you made it very easy and said this Nautilus Challenge. So I tasted that. And I did not even enjoy my first trip, honestly speaking. Pumi will tell you, she was asking me, but you don't look happy. I was worried because I did not want to go for that trip, then come back the following year, I'm not traveling anymore. So that was my worry. Then I said, I need to do this. Even when we were at Cape Town, I was checking, going through my phones. Every time I got an opportunity, I would call, maybe a quick call or text and say, guys, are you available for a quick meeting? Then I would share with them, look at the room, look at this, look at that. Don't you want to experience this? It was very challenging. Building a team, it's very challenging. Having 1,000 people, because you have 1,000 personalities. Some were happy, some were not happy. Even today, some are happy, some are not happy. But I work with people who want to work, people who are committing, people who are not bringing excuses, because no matter how valid your excuses can be, they will definitely drag you. You won't succeed in life because you're busy nursing your excuses. And one thing that you taught me, Brandon, is money will give you freedom. Money will give you options. So I was like, I need to work. And in 2022, I was still under debt review. I was still working. In April, when I went to rank 4, I think I was already rank 4, then I decided, let me resign from my 9 to 5 and put my 110 in this DuePoint and see where it will put me. I remember telling my husband that, you know what, this is happening at work and they're saying I should choose between DuePoint and my job, because they were starting to see me on TV and I was actually treating my job as a side hustle. But DuePoint was my main thing. It was my business. I treated it, and I always tell people that you're joining me. Before you join DuePoint, it means you're joining me. I'm a brand, and you will have to join me before, because the way I present myself, the way I am going to treat you, everything, it all starts with me. So I resigned from my 9 to 5 in April. Then I started focusing 100%. In July, I managed to pay off everything and I got out of my debt review. I got my clearance letter. I was so excited. In September, I bought my first car. I was like, you know, with DuePoint, there is life. And I was so happy because I managed to pay off everything with DuePoint money. My salary couldn't do that. I paid off my last debts in June and now in July. And I resigned in April. So that shows that who did that? I did not have a pension fund. I did not have any money. My last salary, it was in April, end of April. That was the end of me. There was never any other money that I received from work. But still, today, I managed to pay off everything. So it means who paid for my debts? DuePoint. And every milestone I was sharing with my team. That's how I managed to get some of them to actually even duplicate and do what I was doing, because they could see that if she can do it, we can do it. Because that's what I always tell them, that guys, there's nothing special about me. God gave us the same ability, because looking at you, I can see that you and I, we are the same. So if it means I can achieve it, you can do it, because I'm your teacher. I will mentor you, I will guide you, and I will show you how I am doing it.
And the fact that you cleared all your debt, you're in debt review, and you clear your debt before you rank 9. I think that's really important to note, because we've got a lot of wealth engineers that are drowning in debt. It's the average South African. For you to be able to clear that debt before you've reached even a milestone like rank 9, that's massive. Does it mean that DuePoint is capable of clearing South Africans' debt before they've even gone on their first trip with us? Well, you proved that that is the case. That is a phenomenal statement and a phenomenal objective met. And so for those of you who are watching and who are in a similar circumstance of Petunia that have drowned in debt, know that you don't have to go to rank 9 or 11 or 16 to clear your debt. Utilizing your income properly from DuePoint right before you get to rank 9, you can already be debt free.
That's true.
And as you said, as you came around the bend into 2023, you were already out buying yourself a new car. And that is just really quite phenomenal. All right, so
This year's wildcard winner and joining us on our trip on the 11th of December this year is Petunia.
We're finally at the airport. We're very excited.
How's it?
you said you were very nervous on that
Yeah.
trip because is this going to actually happen again? Or is this a once-off?
Once-off.
And you come out into 2023 and your entire goal is rank 9. I remember talking to you in January going, don't let me down now. You've got here. We've got to get you now to rank 9 and it's got to happen this year. getting you to rank 9. In 2023, your numbers rose significantly.
Yeah.
And I remember you having some conflict with Patrick and Pumi.
Yeah.
You guys are now, you work fantastically well together now. And I think it's because another year of experience as a large channel
Yeah.
allowed you to understand Patrick and Pumi better.
Whenever you are growing, actually, there will always be conflicts, there will always be misunderstanding. But the way they are so patient with me, I don't know if they're patient with everyone, but the way they're so patient with me, they actually had to sit down with me and tell me that, you know what, this is how we got where we are right now. If you want to build a solid business, you're going to have to change. You're going to have to be a different person. As much as you're thinking that you got all this, you are doing it right, but there are other things which you might be thinking that, you know what, I can't take this nonsense. You're going to have to take that nonsense. So they really taught me a lot. They really showed me a lot, and they were very patient with me that, you know what, fix this, don't fix that. No matter how unhappy you are, people are looking up to you. So let's just fix this. And they were very supportive. And I was happy to take all the criticism and everything coming from them, because I looked at their journey and I was like, I'm being guided by someone who has already walked this route, and they are way far, like they wouldn't have done it if they did not fix everything that they are telling me to fix right now. So I'm looking up to them, and they've been great mentors, and I'm very much happy, and I'm glad they corrected me and I listened.
And so again, if you're watching this, know that your journey is going to include change that you'll have to make to become, perhaps for the first time in your life, a proper leader, a CEO of your own asset. You've heard me say that many times.
Yeah.
And it hurts. It hurts to change. It hurts to learn. But it's something you have to go through. Because if you're going to get to rank 9, you're going to have to become a leader.
Our brand new rank 7 wealth engineer is Petunia Mashangoane. You all know her.
Now I know that I'm going to travel every year.
You know already.
I know. I'm going to make it to rank 9.
Rank 9.
Yes,
There we go.
I know. I know.
So Petunia's taking it all. She's taking it all, and she's taking her team with her, more importantly.
Do you remember when you woke up, or you were in a meeting, or some moment where you went, it's not just me anymore. There are other people in my channel that are growing my channel for me.
I started noticing when the 100 participants Zoom, it was no longer enough for us. Some people would even come to me and say, I joined under Dando, I joined under Fiona, but I could not join the training because it said it's full. And I started checking on the live feed, where it also shows the second points, bringing people or signing people, and also the rank ups on a monthly basis. Then I started noticing that, okay, it's not only me, but also my team. They're holding the checks, they are ranking up. And I was like, okay, it looks like I'm getting there.
I'm a channel now, not an individual.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a brand new, our 7th rank 9 wealth expediter.
There is a whole new world that opens up to you. Now, I'm going to say this to you. How many CEOs in South Africa look after 1,081 staff members? I think, I did a little bit of research, it's hard to tell, but there's actually only about 10 in South Africa that look after more than 1,000 people. 10 people in the country. Petunia, over the course of the last 3 years, has built herself an asset that now has as many people in it as the top 10 biggest CEOs in the country. That's what she's done.
So I can get a call from Sonto, I can get a call. Sometimes I even have to cut one so that I can take a call from another. It's not easy managing about 1,000. And with me, I have actually showed people that I'm a leader. And this leader, it's not just a leader. Don't underestimate this word. As soon as people identify you as a leader, there's a lot that you need to do. They're expecting a lot from you. There's a certain way that you need to carry yourself.
Tell me, do you remember who your first builder was that you went, hang on, this is really somebody that's going for it? Or did they all kind of like arrive as a batch
The first person I can say it's Ntando.
Okay.
So I've noticed with Ntando, then Ntando, she actually got Fiona. So that's where we got Chiro, because Ntando got Chiro. Then there was Shibu. So they all started following after that, month after month, month after month. Then I started seeing that, okay, I have builders now.
I like it, girl, I like it, keep on like it, girl, I like it, girl, I like it, keep, girl, like it, girl, I 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 keep, girl. Like it, girl. Keep, girl. Like it, girl. Keep, girl.
And they have become very successful. And Ntando is ranked
Yes.
10 now.
Yes,
So for
yes.
those of you out there building a channel, can you imagine what it's like having a rank 10 in your
Yeah.
channel? Well, Petunia's got a rank 10 in her channel,
Yes.
and a bunch of them that are very close to going rank 9.
Yes.
You've got a whole bunch of them right on the verge of rank 9. I
Yeah.
think 2025 is going to be a year of a numerous rank 9s in your
Definitely.
channel. So that's very, very exciting. And of course, this then pushed you through end of 2023 to rank 9. You come on that second trip with us now as a rank 9. So that fear of yours from December 2022 is now gone. You're
Yeah.
now permanent rank 9 luxury package into Zanzibar
Yeah,
with
coming
us.
with the kids. It was amazing because it was also my first international trip, actually. I've never went international. It was my first one, first time on business class, and the kids were so excited because it was their first time, actually. And it really helped us because this is an incentive at home. I told them, this is how you should perform at school. These are the marks that we're looking for in order for you to actually travel. Even this year, they're excited. We're already talking about it. So it was amazing looking at them, being at the airport for the first time. And I could look at them. My kids were very excited. And I could see that, you know what, they do have the sense of belonging. They are fitting in. Because I looked at your kids, even though they are older, Rob's kids, Pumi's child, I looked at them and they were playing. So when they came, they were playing with Sienna, Thomas. They were very excited because they were welcoming and they could just giggle there and they tried to communicate and show each other that this is what I'm trying to say. So looking at the kids very much happy and excited about it, experiencing everything, it was amazing for me. It was like, girl, you have done it, well done. I really clapped hands for myself because I was like, this is amazing to see my family this happy. I felt different.
Talk to me about that experience now of having flexibility of time. We talk about it, you know, in the introduction presentation
Yeah.
sometimes, but what does it actually feel like to live that?
Like having time, it really helped me a lot because I can even see with my kids, I'm raising different people. They even have confidence because I have time to go to school. If they say there's a problem or there's anything, we need you now, I don't have to check who can go, where are you, and start compromising and start asking people. So I have time for everything, for any family commitments, anything. Even when we are traveling, if I was working, it means I was going to have to put some leave. But now I have more than enough time to do everything. I just check the kids' schedule, check my husband's schedule, then we do whatever we want to do anytime. I don't even owe anyone an explanation. So that's what I love the most about DuePoint, because I can even do it anywhere, anytime. I don't even report to anyone. Freedom of time. It's very much important because I can do whatever I want anytime.
Which is true, but does that mean you do very little now for DuePoint? Like very little of your time is at DuePoint?
No. Because what I love is the fact that even at 10 at night, and with me, I work with people who are working mostly. When do they knock off? The time where you would say, I'm tired, I'm from work, that's when I start getting busy because they are back, they have time. Now they're going to ask questions, they're going to ask for training, they need this and that. I'm available. I'm not going to say it's 8 o'clock, I can't speak to you. The time they're thinking that I should be resting is the time I'm actually even available for them.
Well, there's that old saying about entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs pick the hours they want to work.
Yes.
They just choose to work them all. So we do have that tremendous flexibility, but you are on the clock all the time. But the
Yes.
rewards are worth it. And I know that in my conversations with Patrick and Pumi and Dani over the years has been that for them, the greatest gift of working at DuePoint has been their ability to have concentrated regular time with their children. So their children have grown up with their parents,
Yes.
which is something none of them had. They grew up
Yeah.
without their parents. You were talking,
Yes.
Petunia, about it, growing up without your parents. You were concerned that your children were growing up without their
Yes.
parents. You're now in a position where you live with your children. And not only live with them so that you go to work in the morning, rather live with them so that you can live through the school day
Yes.
with them as well. Now, I was thinking as well, so you went with us to Zanzibar at the end of 2023, and you went with us now to Dubai in the end of 2024. But you didn't go alone. So your
Yeah.
first one, you came alone and were worried this would be the best it would ever be and you'd never go again. But your second and third trip with us, not only were you going now permanently,
Yeah.
but you were coming with channel members. Talk to me about that and who came with you and what that meant for you.
It was amazing. It was amazing because the first one, which is Zanzibar, we came with Fiona and Ntando. It was great because I wanted them to actually even experience. I wanted more of my team to experience that because I also looked at always it's the same people for rank 9. Same people over and over again. So I also wanted to bring new faces, which I looked at DuePoint. I was like, what is it different that I can do? I would also love to bring different people. And with Nautilus, it really helped us because they came before they could even be rank 9. So the experience, I was not the only one telling the team that this is what we did, this is how we enjoyed. And with Zanzibar, it was amazing. There's a lot that actually happened. We enjoyed, we could not even sleep properly because we were spending a lot of time together. And it helped me to actually know my team even better because I could sit down and now start asking Fiona, what is it they're saying about me? That she started talking, yeah, no, they said this and they said that. So it really helped me to spend time with them and also to be able to become a better leader because I knew them to a personal level. They could share things that they could not share over a phone call or even in a training or in a meeting. So it gave me an opportunity to bond with them and to know my team even better. What are the struggles? What is it? The things that we don't have time to discuss over the phone or any time because we actually working different hours. I prefer maybe to work in the morning. One prefer to work maybe the same time as me. So we don't have time to actually sit and speak about other things. So it really helped me to bond and I really enjoyed it. It was very nice and funny and I was very proud. And I said, girls, you need to make sure that next time when we're coming, there's more. And yes, when we went to Dubai, Ndando's already ranked 10. We had Cheho. We also had Zinkle from our team. So it was amazing. It was Shibu was
Yeah.
also there.
There's now
So-
5 of you.
Yes.
It was 2, and a year later there's 5
Now
of
it's
you going.
Yeah, it was amazing. I really enjoyed. We actually had our own social life. We had to enjoy. We partied because we don't even party here. When we go out, when we're in Joburg, we only maybe go for lunch, go for spa, do this little things. But when we are traveling abroad, we definitely make sure that when
Have
we
a good
come
time.
back, we're gonna talk about it. So we really had a good time. And even this year, I'm looking to bring more because I believe that everyone has the ability to make it. And we have proven each and every single year that, you know what, you can do it. So I love traveling with my team because that's where I know them even better. And these are my friends. Honestly speaking, that's why I built friendship because they understand me. We are speaking the same language. we have the same goal.
And I agree with you. I think that there can be a perception sometimes that these things are unreachable.
Yes.
But we have proven throughout the 9 years
Yeah.
that DuePoint's been going that people reach them all the time. As you said, and you saw cars being handed over for
Yes.
rank 11 back in 2020. We've had rank 11s coming through the system the whole way through. You're just the latest rank 11
Yeah.
to come through. And so to see more of your team go rank 11 means that it's going to push you even further. And we're going to see you getting up to rank 14 and beyond. As we now find you at rank 11, is this the beginning or is it the end for you?
Hey, I was just practicing. I was just practicing because I looked at everything, because I can say maybe the beginning will be where no one has ever been. Which is, we already have Pumi and Patrick, they are ranked 12. So here we're just doing what people are doing. I think it's normal. We're just practicing. We're still going to start. We haven't started as this year. We're actually working on Project 14, which is a rank 14. So I definitely want to make it to rank 14 so that people can see that, you know what, this is doable. I'm tired of people thinking that, you know what, you should be standard. Just because everyone has achieved this, it's okay, it's enough, you have done it, you have arrived. It does not work like that. We need to go beyond. And I'm happy because my team, they're also speaking the same language. And I know there will still be new people joining, whether this month, next month, in the next future, who will say, I'm definitely going for rank 28, because we have rank 28. 28 ranks in DuePoint. We don't have 11 ranks.
And we're excited about that, seeing our first rank 14s come through the system. I mean, rank 14 is 6 times the size of a rank 9. So I know sometimes people go, but like, why have we not got more and more? Well, you need to understand just how big these ranks are. But without question, Petunia, you will make it.
Yes.
We know that through this thing. Now, one of the questions that I wanted to talk to you about now was that next phase, that rank 9 to rank 11 phase. It took another year about to get there, which is not actually that long. It's amazing because you were doubling the size from rank 9 to rank 11. But I know it came with its own new challenges.
Yeah.
There were new things about it. Talk to me about that 2024 year, which was last year. Talk about some of the hurdles, how you overcame them, and how it got you to rank 11.
It was very challenging. 2024, it was very challenging. I remember even with the team, you have to deal with this one. After this one, it's okay, you deal with this one, but which is something that I embrace because it's normal. When you are growing, there will always be people who are happy, who are not unhappy. And personally, I became very famous in 2024. So it was not an easy journey. But one thing that I always told myself that, you know what, I'm not money. I can't expect everyone to love me. So I had to put aside everything where maybe I was expected that I will actually crash and not grow anymore and forget about DuePoint or sit in my corner and say, because I'm going through this, I will have to stop, I will have to take a break. But one thing about me, whenever I get pressure, that's when I even grow the most, because that's the person I am.
This month marks our latest rank 10 wealth engineer. Junior really was the wealth engineer in Pumi's business to start blazing this new trail a couple of years ago. And together with Pumi and Patrick, they have developed one of the biggest channels in DuePoint. And it has been hard work for 2 years. Solid hard work. To the point where even Petunia has been in hospital because of the stress. I asked her the other day, was it worth being in hospital? Yes, it was.
So it was not an easy journey for me personally. I went through ups and downs in the business, everything. I can name a lot actually. But I just told myself that, you know what, whenever you are growing, whenever there's a progress, whenever there's something good happening, there will always be something that looks like it's impossible. But I just had to motivate myself and remind myself why I joined DuePoint, because we all have different reasons and my reasons are not the same as the next person. So I always remind myself where you're coming from, where you're going, why you joined this business. Am I going to fail myself because this is happening? And am I going to focus on the negativity than the people who are doing well, the people who are growing?
They have got a brand new car valued at over 300,000 Rand. You can see it here behind me. Believe it.
Yeah, ish. Yeah, no. I have no words. I have no words. I have no words.
I need to focus on growth. I need to focus on my bank balance. I need to make sure that people are resigning like I did, paying off their debts, buying properties, buying cars, doing this, progressing in life.
All right, so it's Project 14 in 2025.
Yes.
You feeling positive about that?
I'm definitely feeling positive.
Okay.
I'm even happy about it. I know I went very steep, but I have seen myself doing a lot of things which I never thought that they can be done. Before, I used to think that, oh, it's difficult to get to rank 9. Well, I made it. It's difficult to get to rank 11. Well, I made it. What will stop me to be rank 14?